Mark Seymour, our head of fixed income, joined me to write our final article for our North Star Market Report, Q4 2022. And we titled it, "Is Property the Global Economy's Ticking Time Bomb? Why have we written about it?" Well, effectively, we're speaking about residential property, and we raise 4 important points in the article. The first one is significant price increases for decades in property that accelerated after the GFC, the global financial crisis in 2008, when interest rates were very low, and accelerated once again during the COVID crisis, when people were looking for properties with gardens, etc., and trying to get away from, in many instances, cities. So we've seen a boom in property prices in specific geographies and specific markets around the world. Those markets in particular are Australia, Northern Europe, so the Scandinavian markets, and then Canada. The second point is indebtedness. While certain markets after the global financial crisis, households de-geared or reduced their debt, the US being a good example, in other markets, debt accelerated. And there again, we're talking Northern Europe, Australia, and Canada. So we have high indebtedness despite the fact that property prices are very high. Indebtedness is important because of our third theme, rising interest rates. A dramatic change in interest rate policy has happened this year, as I'm sure all our clients and investors are aware. Just a year ago, you could get a 30-year mortgage rate in America of 3%. This is now 6.7% and topped out at 7% just a month ago. Important to note that consumers have had a huge increase in mortgage repayments, in certain instances up to 65% of their income monthly being used to pay back mortgages. And the last and not least theme is relative value. It has become cheaper in many markets to rent than to buy a property. And that disequilibrium has to normalize at some point. So at the end of 2021, last year, we warned about global equity markets using a similar framework to this. Markets were expensive and we were becoming particularly cautious on equities. We raised another concern at the end of 2022. Overvalued residential property markets in numerous geographies around the world that could act as a serious destabilizer to the financial system.